here. I'm going to tell you this Rapunzel story to make you fall asleep. So comfortably lay down on the bed with your favorite pillow and the bedsheet. Okay, so are you ready? Yeah, of course, I'm also ready. So here is the story of Rapunzel. Long ago, there lived a childless couple in a town. Their neighborhood, their neighboring house had a beautiful garden, which the couple looked at through a window. People believed that this house was inhabited by an enchantress and feared entering it. One day the couple saw fresh green Rapunzel growing in this garden. The lady had an uncontrollable desire to eat some. Being unable to satisfy her craving for many days, she started looking sickly. The worried husband asked her the reason, and she said, "If I don't eat some Rapunzel, I'll die pining for it." The man loved his wife dearly. He thought, "Let me at least fulfill her desire before she dies." He scaled down the garden wall at dusk and picked a handful of Rapunzel. Okay, the page turning. His wife ate a delicious salad made out of it, after which her craving for it grew fourfold. So her husband kept sneaking to get the Rapunzel every day. One day, as he climbed down the garden wall, he trembled, and as he encountered the enchantress. "So you are the one robbing my Rapunzel. You'll pay for it," she fumed. The man was shaken. He pleaded, "Is it possible for you to ignore justice and be merciful this one time? My wife has fallen so sick, craving for the Rapunzel, that if she doesn't eat it, she will die. Necessity to save her forced me to rob her." The enchantress softened a little bit and said, "Then you can take as much Rapunzel as your wife wants, but on one condition. You have to hand over to me the child your wife gives birth to." gently and said, I couldn't forget your lovely voice. I wanted to see you in person. Will you be my wife? Oh, he straightforwardly asked Rapunzel to be his wife. This is so cute. Rapunzel smiled and thought, he sounds gentle and caring. Surely he would take better care of me than this old crazy witch. So she agreed to be his wife, and she added, there is no way for me to get out of here. So bring a strand of silk when you visit me every day, and I shall weave a silk ladder for us to get down. You shall then take me on a horse, and we can escape from here. Until then, came in the evenings as the old hag sees me during the day. This secret meeting went on every evening, and Rapunzel collected enough silk to make her escape ladder. One day, she was so engrossed in her thoughts that unwittingly she asked the enchantress, why is it that you feel heavier than the prince when I pull you up? The stunned enchantress fumed at Rapunzel, saying, I separated you from the whole world, and you have been cheating on me. You wretch! She then seized her beautiful golden dresses violently and chopped them off. They fell in a huge heap on the ground. The enchantress confined Rapunzel deeper in the forest, where she caused her to live the rest of her life in solitude and misery. Poor Rapunzel cried her heart out. That evening, the enchantress secured Rapunzel's golden dresses to the window and let them hang down while she waited in the tower. At dusk, the prince climbed up and was shocked to find the enchantress awaiting him. She mocked at him and she screamed, you will never ever get to see your beloved or hear her voice. The cat will scratch your eyes out and you'll become blind, you cheat. The terrified prince jumped out. When he landed, thorns pricked both his eyes. He bled profusely and lost his vision. Grieving for his lost Rapunzel, he wandered in the forest for years until one day he heard a familiar voice singing a lullaby. He followed it and reached Rapunzel, who was singing to her twins. She recognized him and embraced him with tear-filled eyes. That moment, 2 of her teardrops fell in his eyes, and his vision was restored. The prince took Rapunzel and the children to his kingdom, where they lived happily. So this is the story about the Rapunzel and